Hi, I'm Annie Anderson, and I'm the Director of Student Success and Retention at Miles Community College. Whether you are an online student or an on-campus student or a little bit of both, you are able to get all the services that we have either online or in person from the Learning Center. The best place to find us on campus is we're in room 208 in the main hallway of Lucas Hall. If you are online, the best place to find us is at milescc.edu, and you scroll to the bottom of our homepage, go to Resources, come here to the Learning Center, and here we are. What is the Learning Center? Well, the Learning Center is a place for everyone. So statistics show last semester 57% of students who got a 4.0 hung out in the Learning Center. It's a great place for student groups to get together. We have quiet rooms, so if you need some extra time to take a test or to study or with your group, come here. We've got big tables that you can hang out with your friends and study mates and get some work done. We have computers and we have printers and we have access, and we've got help to answer any questions you may have. So, online or in person, come see the Learning Center. Some of our services include tutoring, college success initiatives, placement testing, CLEP testing, high school equivalency, ESL, which is helping students that have language barriers, adult basic education, bridge to college, disability support system service, and monthly newsletters. As a college student, you're probably going to be using this one most often. So if you are having trouble in school in some of your classes and you want just to drop in help, that's totally fine. Just come by the center and we can either proofread a paper, we can help with an assignment, we can help you get APA figured out, we can help with that math problem, and then then you should be good to go. But if you need a little bit more support, you can request a tutor, and that's a peer tutor. So we will match you up with the student who has already taken that class or has been proficient in the subject area that you need a little help in. So that person will connect with you and you will connect with them, and you can find a place and a time that works best for you. This tutoring services is for free, and you are allowed 2 hours per subject per week for free tutoring. But drop-in help, you can come in anytime and we'd love to help you no matter what. If you are pretty good at a subject and want to become a peer tutor, you come over here to this section here, and this is our tutor application form. So you just click on that, and that will give you access to the form that you need to bring into MCC. You can be an online tutor or you can be an in-person tutor, and that's the same thing as we look at what your strengths are. Maybe you talk to an instructor that you've already had before that says that you're pretty great in this area, and then we will pair you with somebody who needs a little help. Peer tutors get paid $10 an hour, $15 an hour for group work. This is really good for those athletes who are going on trips, and they'll be able to help their teammates with a little bit of math or reading or writing. If you're not quite sure about what learning style you are, we also have an inventory over here just to see. So tutoring is one of our biggest services here at the Learning Center, but also we have GRIP and student at risks. Okay, so if you happen to get a student at risk report from me or the Learning Center, what that means is that an instructor is kind of worried about you. Either you're behind on a test, or maybe some assignments that you didn't do quite so well on, or maybe they haven't seen you in a while lately. What they'll do is they'll send out a report saying, hey, I'm worried about you. This is where I see you might be falling behind a little bit. So that comes to me and the Learning Center, and then we issue a student at risk report. If you get a student at risk report, please open it up, because we're not here to make you feel bad about your classes. We're just here to help. So my full job and the instructors here at the Learning Center's job is to help you be successful. So open that up, see what's going on, and see what we can do to help. If you get a student at risk report and you don't open it up, we know about it because I get an update on who's opened their reports or not. So if you have not opened your report, maybe you don't know about it. So I will maybe text you, I'll call you, I'll see if you're in the hall saying, hey, what can we do to help? And this is not one of those things where we're getting after you by any means. We're just offering support. If you say, okay, I'm good, I got on top of things, that's fine. Or if you say, oh yeah, I missed the class for a couple weeks and now I'm having a hard time getting back in, we can help. No problem. If you happen to get below a 2.0 for the semester, especially your first semester of below a 2.0, that means that you're going to be on academic probation. What academic probation means is that we need to step back, get a learning plan, and think, okay, what worked, what didn't work, how are we going to make this successful? Sometimes that could be having less classes, maybe more classes face-to-face, maybe less online classes. Maybe we need to look at your job responsibilities or home responsibilities. What can we do with our classes to help fit that schedule? So after you and I meet, because I will help with that, we can make a plan to get back on track. So the plan that we call getting back on track is called the GRIP program. It's the Grade Recovery in Progress. And what that means is that you're going to come meet with me. We're going to chat about your classes. Maybe it's that we are expecting you to have a tutor. Maybe it's because we're going to change your schedule around. Maybe you're going to have study hours in the Learning Center. Whatever it may be, that's the program that we're going to work with. Now, if you happen to get a 2.0, below a 2.0 for 2 consecutive semesters, then that's a little bigger deal. That's called academic suspension. And when you're on academic suspension, that messes with your financial aid. And if anybody messes with your money, we all know that it does not always work well. So if you get below 2.0 for 2 consecutive semesters in a row and have gone through the GRIP program, we really have a conversation about, is this right for you? Is college the best time for you? We don't want you to waste your time or your money. We really want you to be successful. So if you're not being successful, let's change something so you can be successful. So if by chance you want to try it again, there's a reinstatement policy that you will have to kind of abide by. And we have a 3 strikes and you're out type of policy. So the third time with being reinstated into school and financial aid, we will look at it one more semester. If things go great, then you're back on track, but we can't fall back to that suspension and probation anymore. You really have to be on the right track. If by chance you fall off again, we ask that you take some time off and really think about, is this what you want to do? Do you want to spend your time and your money on college? Maybe it's not the right time in your life. Maybe it's not the right program for you. We really encourage you to take a step back and see if this is what's best for you. So College Success Initiatives, it's exactly what it says. We want you to be successful in college. Okay, so if we go back to our home page here, if you are needing a CLEP or a placement test, we can help with that. Placement test that we have is called the AccuPlacer test. It's not required for everyone, so you may not even need to use this. CLEP is only if you are interested in it, and if you want to talk about more CLEP, click on that and it'll give you some information, or just come on in and I can help with that as well. I'm going to skip right down here to Disability Support Services. If you had an IEP in high school, and if you want to have the accommodations here at MCC, come talk to me. So what we do is we ask that you do an intake form, which is right down here, it's linked. A request for documentation review, meaning that I cannot look at any of your papers, your IEP or your medical diagnosis until you say it's okay, so I need that in writing from you. And then this is a general documentation guidelines where you can look at what our services provide. So MCC accommodations are basically requesting access to information. We can't change the class and we can't modify the class because we don't want to decrease the integrity of that class. So if you're taking RIT 101 from us, it's expected that the outcomes of that class is going to be the same as U of M or MSU or Havre or Western or Billings or Dickinson or whatever it is. So we need to make sure that you are completing the outcomes of that class. So we can't change that. Possibly in high school you had maybe a modified curriculum where you did half of the work or half of the assignments. That doesn't work in college, but we can give you access. So if you need certain things to make your time successful, come talk to me and we can talk about our options. So the beginning, if you think you do think you would like to have accommodations, the first thing we need is this intake form. You can either print it out, scan it, or bring it back to me. Mail is fine too. Same thing here, that I'm not allowed to look at your information until I hear from you and have it written down. If you send an IEP from high school, we cannot use exactly what's on the IEP, but we can use that as a reference point to see what worked and what didn't work, and we can go from there. So after the our first initial meeting between you and I, we'll go for a confidentiality policy where you and I are the only people that know about this unless you request me to talk to somebody else, whether it's another faculty member or a staff member or something like that. So I would really encourage you to come talk to me about this, and we can answer any questions that you may have. And if you look at disability resources, there are some we have on our link, the general resources, what we have for Montana resources, and then also sometimes stress management comes into play too. It's just to kind of take the edge off of sometimes coming to college. Some good things to try. So if you are in need of disability support services, come and talk to me. So the Learning Center is kind of the one-stop shop for everybody. We can help with tutoring, we can help with disabilities, we can help with advising, we can help with transfer, we can help with career exploration, we can help with drop-in services, we can help with pretty much anything. And if you don't think that we can help, just give us a try. Maybe we don't, and if not, we can definitely find the right person, to answer your question for you. But the Learning Center is a one-stop shop for everyone, not for those who are just needing extra help. It's for everyone. Statistics show that last semester, 57% of everybody who received a 4.0 had contact with the Learning Center. So that means they either came in to study, were a tutor, or had drop-in help, used our computers. We have a printer that you can copy and print things off of. It's for your use. We also have a mobile lab. So if you do not have a computer or a laptop, you can come and use ours. We have standard computers, we have testing rooms, we have got quiet rooms. You can reserve testing in quiet rooms so that you can, take a test if you need to online, or study groups or tutor groups or whatever it is you need. So we are really here to help you. So let us help you. Come on in and we'd love to talk to you. So if you have any questions, my number is 874-6152. That's Learning Center, and our email is lc, meaning Learning Center, @milecc.edu. Thanks.